Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Audio bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by Winamp. Subscribe to the Daily GizWiz and all your favorite podcasts with the ultimate media player. Download it for free at winamp.com. Video bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by CashFly at CACHEFLY.com. It's time for the weekly Daily GizWiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1306 for the week of March 19th, 2011. Springtime travel gadgets. The Daily GizWiz is brought to you by Go to Assist Express. If you're in tech support, solve problems fast with the leader in remote support software. Go to Assist Express for a free 30-day trial. Visit gotoassist.com/DGW.
And now, get ready for Dick.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, a brand new show, a brand new day, and a brand new weekly Daily GizWiz. Hey, Dickie D.
Leo, this is very exciting new stuff.
Brand new show. Okay, well, it's actually the same old crap.
Oh, no, we have a new theme song. Outside of that, everything is identical.
Well, you know, I remember very well a Mad magazine making fun of an ad that nobody remembers anymore. How did they get 8 great tomatoes in that little bitty can? You remember that?
Yeah, it was Lenny Brenner, who was the art director at the time, because Mad only used in-house people, so they have to pay a model. and he had a mallet, right?
Yeah.
And a big thing of tomato. Yeah, it's pretty much what this show is.
It's 8 great tomatoes in a little bitty can. And to explain what has happened, we commissioned the very talented Dan Luters to write, record, with a cast of hundreds, a brand new kind of, it's not the theme exactly, it's the, it explains the story so far. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Dan Luters and a very Brady weekly daily GizWiz theme.
Here's a story about a GizWiz theme song with the shows to go from 5 days down to 1. For brand new weeks, the Gadget Warehouse Friday. They all had to go. Does the GizWiz need a brand new lousy theme song?
Yes.
GizWiz for the crazy mixed up spoon and fork. Let's have Dick and Leo maybe sing a new one. No! So the weekly daily GizWiz theme was born. Weekly daily GizWiz. A weekly GizWiz. A lousy theme for the weekly daily GizWiz.
Actually, if your glucose level now peaked at 3,000, you'll know you're listening to the weekly daily GizWiz. That explains what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like a theme-planation. We'll make up a new...
theme-planation.
Theme-planation.
So, Dick, and we got a lot of email from people, and I'm sure you'll read some of it, who were upset, who said, oh, but I listen every morning. And I do apologize. I did explain on our last couple of episodes, the reason we're doing this is it is not because we don't love the show. It's a great show, but it's because it's difficult for us to get, I hate to say it, but we need advertising. It's difficult for us to get advertising on a daily show. And mostly it's due to the mechanics of how people get podcasts. They tend to download all 5 shows, but not listen to all 5 shows. So we figured this way, only one show to listen to. You're much more likely to listen to it, and our advertisers will be much happier. And you know, Dick,
perfect.
When our advertisers are happy, we're happy.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, I was wondering.
You didn't know.
I thought that's the way. I thought that was the way it worked.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I wasn't. Right. So why did I? So why did I do it for 3 years for free?
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That was the happiest part of my life.
That was the problem right there. So, and I actually got a very nice email from a woman who said, I don't mind the ads, but I don't understand why, how commercialized are you here, and so forth. And it's just that, look, we don't have to. We do a lot of shows, including this show, for a long time without ads, which means we lose money because we have to pay people and so forth, but including Dick. But it's nice if we can make a little money on the thing, and that's what allows us to grow. So this is the whole idea.
Perfect. I'll be here.
Oh, thanks, everybody. No. So today we're going to do,
more.
but
Is there
now
more?
here's the difference. In one show, you're going to get a bunch of gadgets.
That's exactly right. And this is going out. It'll be spring. Probably this won't be on online for another few hours.
Yeah, but
correct?
but I think spring begins in 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
No, I think it begins tomorrow. We're
Well,
taking on Saturday.
That's what I said. So any minute now. Do you know, Dick, that tonight is the
Yes.
biggest full moon in 18 years?
Oh, are you doing that out the window again? The people, your neighbors, are
Not
so
me.
tired of that scene.
Although I have to say, the squats I've been doing have really increased the. Never mind. The moon is at perigee. That means its closest point.
Oh, the little bar down the corner?
Yes, I love that place, Perigees.
Yeah. Okay.
The-
Perigee is great. Oh, go ahead.
The moon is at perigee, which means it's the closest point of the year. And
Yeah.
perigee happens to happen this year, doesn't always, this time, during the full moon. In fact, within 1 hour of the peak of the full moon, which means that only happens about once every 18 years, means that the moon will appear, believe it or not, about 14 or 15% bigger than it usually does and 30% brighter than it usually does.
Wow.
Isn't that
I'm
incredible?
going to go out and look at that. Yeah.
They say, now this is when I get a little funny because this is from NASA. They say it will look biggest and brightest when it is just rising. But that's always true, isn't it? The moon looks really, that big orange moon. Right?
Yeah.
But that's an optical illusion. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's really the sun with a filter.
Right. It's a sunset.
It's
No.
a sunset.
In fact, if you were to measure the width, the size of that disk, and then it gets and it looks smaller up there and measure it again, it's the same size. The moon isn't growing. It's not some trick of the atmosphere. It's just it's an optical illusion because it's closer to building stuff. But
How big a ruler do you have that you can measure the moon?
well, no, at a distance. But I was told something. I was told one thing.
Yes. Go ahead.
And I'd like to demonstrate that right now. If you want to get the same effect as the size of the moon when it's rising,
Yes.
but the moon has already risen, you turn around and you bend over and you look at the moon between your legs.
Wait a minute.
See what I mean?
And some kid in kindergarten told you this?
No,
Somebody in a locker room, perhaps?
you moon the moon.
Oh, okay.
No, an astronomer told me that, but now that I actually think of it, maybe he was messing with me.
I would think. Yeah, I would.
Okay, let's just forget it. Today, because spring is, sometime within the next 24 to 72 hours.
Yes. Covering all bases.
What is that?
Or thereabouts.
Is that the vernal equinox that's coming?
No, Vernal just left. Vera equinox.
He went down to
is
the perigee too.
here. Yes, it's got a
We thought we'd do spring travel gadgets.
spring travel gadgets. I have some fun stuff. First one is from the folks over at XtremeMac, and they have the 3-in-1 Microdock. And the Microdock is really kind of neat. So it's a charging dock, but it adds some neodymium drivers, so you get stereo.
Is that a made-up word? Did you make that up?
No, this is what the little dock looks like. So iPhone, I have my iPod Touch in this. And what's neat about this is it adds, not only is it charging your iPod or iPhone, it adds the speakers.
Yeah.
It adds a snooze button.
Ooh.
It adds nap timer. Now, you can download the app and you don't need the device, but you can't make it into waking to music and going to sleep to music. It also has the app has built-in, you can fall asleep to waves. You can fall asleep to rain.
I like that.
And yeah, and listen, the sound's nice.
Oh, that's the neodymium speakers.
Yeah. Doesn't it sound pretty decent?
It probably sounds better to you than it does to us, but
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not talking about the quality of the voice of the.
well, that for sure.
But Leah, the the great thing is the list price is $60. On Amazon, you can find it for about $45.
Oh, that's not bad.
So it's not much different than the regular Apple iPod, iPhone charging dock.
And that doesn't do anything.
And that doesn't do anything. Yeah, well, it
just
charges
sits there.
your phone, and that's
it charges it, but it doesn't have speakers or the moon or nothing.
Exactly, and this adds volume control in reality right on the dock itself, and the snooze bar is right on the dock itself.
You know what I really like? You're not going to get that message, which always annoys me. This accessory is not made for iPhone. You know, because some of the speaker systems, you plug the iPhone in the dock, and it says, "Oh no, you're going to get noise from the phone." Go into airplane mode, and I hate that. So this works. You don't have that problem. This is made for the iPhone.
Made for iPhone.
Cool.
And from XtremeMac, the 3-in-1 micro dock.
Now, folks, because we know from all of our research, I actually asked somebody earlier today, that you like more than one gadget at a time. Here's our second spring gadget. You see, you're getting more with the weekly Daily GizWiz than you ever thought.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw in a third. I'm going to mention a third thing because it's a worthwhile thing. Yeah,
Yes.
it's packed. It still makes its own gravy,
But
just a touch less.
it's got 8 little gadgets in that itty-bitty can.
Yeah. And now it makes its own gravy with pork rind.
Delicious.
Balanzza, Balanzza. Now, if you have overweight luggage these days, you will pay a lot of money. So 3 years ago, I had the first little home luggage scale. You hang your luggage on big hook. You would put the hook on your luggage. You could find out before you went to the airport how much your luggage weighed. Last year, I had the luggage scale with a built-in flashlight. This year, I have everything is 3-in-1 today. We had the 3-in-1 Microdock. Now I have the 3-in-1 luggage scale.
You got 3 gadgets in one show. So it really
in
is.
one show, in one device.
Yeah.
So it's a luggage scale. It's a flashlight.
Wow.
And it also has a 24-hour timer in it. So if you are parking a car and you want to just use a little time, or you want to sleep for 8 hours and you don't have the micro dock, you can just put 8 hours in the little timer, and it's all included in the weight scale. And what's neat about the weight scale is it holds the weight in memory. So what you do is there's a web strap, which you put around your luggage, no big hook. The hook, it's good not having the hook in case you want to pack this and take this with you. So you hook it around your luggage, you pick the luggage up, hold the luggage for about 5 seconds, you hear a little chime. When you hear the chime, put your luggage down, and then the weight of your luggage will stay in memory. And look at it and make sure it's not overweight for, check with the airline, different weight limits for domestic and for international flights. And then there you go.
Yeah, there's a picture of it on the screen.
And you know what? I'm throwing in more stuff.
There's more. So that one's $29.85 at Magellan's, but
at Magellan's. Now I don't even know if Magellan's has this, but if you don't need those extra devices, the same company, Balanzza, makes the mini scale, which has no extra features, but is considerably smaller than the 3-in-1.
Do they call that the Balanzza 1-in-1?
They call that the Balanzza Mini. Okay, now when I told...
They do have that on Magellan's as well.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah, that's $24.85 on Magellan's. Magellan's is a great site for travel stuff. Clothes.
Yes,
doodads.
clothes. Also, their catalog is great because if you're traveling, there's like a whole big 2-page section on just what kind of power and converters you're going to need in various countries.
Fantastic.
I think there's a whole page of what sort of shots you'll need for where you're going. And I think recently they added a whole thing on bed bugs and cleanliness. And anyway, the catalog is great, even if you don't want to order a gadget.
And look, they sell a bag a bag of world plugs. 1, 2,
my
3, 4,
word.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 world plugs in a bag. So if you're one of those people that's like going everywhere, there's nowhere. I've never even look at this one. 3. I've never. That's like, where do they have that in hell? There's no country that uses.
No, that's the moon. The moon uses that.
Oh, it's the moon. It's the perigee
moon.
plug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you, Leo, if you bend over and look through your leg,
Yeah.
someone could plug
Yeah,
you. You just have to
yeah.
be very careful about that.
Maybe that's what that's for. I don't know.
Yeah. I bet you that thing must be expensive, right? Does it have a price on it?
Let's see, because that's great. I mean, I'd love to have that. I mean, it's only one each. No, $40. It's
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's only one for each country. That's the only negative. But I guess you know what you do.
Yes.
You get this.
Yes, go ahead.
And then you get a power strip. You're going to make sure you get one that can go anywhere from 110 to 240. You have to make sure that it's
Yes.
But then you get a power strip, plug that into. This is what I do when I travel. And then you can plug a bunch of things into that one plug, and you can actually blow the whole hotel out. It's great.
Yes, but you have to plug in things without motors.
He's going to say,
Right.
"Oh, Mr. Leo, do not come in my hotel." No. They know me when they say, "Oh, you're going to plug in." I read it when I was in Austin. I plugged everything in, and the whole town dimmed briefly.
Oh, that's very funny. That's very funny. Leo, I remember reading I forgot what year New York had their blackout.
65, the big one, you mean? The whole
The
East
big
Coast
one.
went down?
Yes, in 65.
Yeah.
And I was reading this thing in the paper. It was so funny. This woman in a high-rise was trying to use this toaster oven, and every time she would plug it in, it would blow the circuit breaker, and she'd turn it back on. And it's getting closer and closer to dinner, and she's thinking, I don't know why she's thinking, but now this time, maybe it won't blow the fuse.
She keeps
so she
plugging
plugs
it in.
it in.
That's smart.
And it just at the time she plugged it in the 5th time was the New York City blackout, and she's in a high rise.
She blew
and
the
she
whole.
goes, "Oh my God!"
I broke the city. I broke it. There's there was a kid in New England who was walking down. There were a lot of stories in the 65 blackout. There was a kid in New England walking down the street, hitting each tree as he walked down with a stick. And the last tree he hits, the lights go out. And this kid thought that he blew the whole eastern seaboard by hitting the tree with a stick. And that kid was me.
Really?
No.
Wow. Yeah, you've come a long way. You don't hit trees anymore, which is You still believe that thing about the moon and the legs, but you don't hit trees.
Look. No, just pretend you're the moon.
Now, keep the camera high. Keep the camera high.
All right, I have a Turn the Table Tuesday. We also have a Warehouse Friday.
Wait a second, Dennis. Hang on. Mr. Wonderland, who's watching upstairs.
A message from above. The man upstairs.
From above. Mr. Wonderland writes, my science teacher at NYU.
A prestigious university.
An NYU college professor said the same thing about the moon. Look at it between your legs.
This prank apparently has legs.
Yes, and those are the very legs you're supposed to look through.
Say, thank you, Dennis. Thank you. Thank you, man upstairs. Thank you. The man upstairs, he's looking out for us.
Yeah. You know what, Leo? I'm going to throw in one more thing before you do your own gadget. I did this years ago, but the company, what I like about these, the tags are fun. But the nice thing is that they're made by people with needs. It's called Desert ARC, the Special Needs Workshop that makes where everything's made by people with special needs, and they're called TagsForBags. Okay, so
I know about these. These are great. I love these.
TagsForBags. So you can buy sayings that they've made up, and they just introduced this at the Travel Goods Show in Chicago.
So they say funny things. Oy vey.
Yes, oy vey.
That's for Dr.
I'm
Mom.
on my way.
Oh, I love
Dr.
it.
Mom.
Dr.
Oy
Mom,
vey,
you got to
I'm
get
on
that
my
one.
way. Don't touch my junk. Okay.
That's for the TSA.
The TSA, they probably won't be happy about you having that.
I love that.
Or you can, I had this one made, GizWiz.Biz.
Oh, so you could have your own name on that.
Yeah. So
That's so
they're 7-inch woven polyester tags. They're 3 for $29.99.
You gotta get these.
And as I said, you can either go in and pick silly sayings, or you can go in and have tags made up with
What's the
a
site?
saying of your own.
What's
So
the site?
TagsForBags.com.
Yeah, you mentioned these before, and I keep meaning because
Yes,
I lose my bags all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a real easy way to identify your luggage as it comes down the conveyor belt. And as I said, it helps this group called Desert ARC, the Special Needs Workshop.
And how do they attach to the bag?
You know, Leo, they has a ring.
Like a
And the
keychain.
guy told me there that it also they have a triangular metal thing, and the guy said by having the triangle in there, it makes it far less likely to get caught in any machinery, as opposed to the label being tightly up against
I
the
see.
suitcase.
I
Yeah.
see. Oh, that's great.
So
Back off. And they make straps too, which is great.
they make luggage straps. They make a bunch of stuff. They make little pads you can wear with a clear window, enough room for your passport, your boarding pass, and
This is
your
great.
other stuff. Yeah.
This is great. I have to go.
So
to the
that's three
site.
things already. 3 things
Wow,
already.
and we're not even close to done.
No.
So-
And if you count the mini scale, 4 things.
This just goes to show you this show will be as boring as the daily weekly GizWiz.
But it bores in a different way. All at once.
It's condensed.
It's
How do they get
condensed.
8 pounds of crap in that little bitty can? Hey, before we go on, I do want to mention our sponsor. You see, it works. It's already working.
Oh, wow.
That's how fast this worked. Our sponsor is from Citrix, the folks who do all those great remote access products. There's one specifically for folks who do support. Now, we all do support for family and friends, so you could use this. They have day passes. But if you do support professionally, you might want to take a look at the month pass. A month of unlimited sessions. 8, you can have as many as 8 at the same time. You can have unattended sessions. And GoToAssist is designed, it works cross-platform, Mac or PC, designed for support professionals. You can drag and drop fixes from your computer to theirs. You can let them look at your computer as well as look at their computer. It's very easy for your clients. They don't have to have anything pre-installed. You just, send them a link, or you can even do it in chat. Here's this link. They click it. 30 seconds later, you're in. You're fixing the problem. You can chat with them while you're doing that so they can hear from you what you're up to. You can also there's an assay that'll let you know what software is running, including operating system, security software, etc. I mean, just a lot of really great tools. GoToAssist was named recently by Frost & Sullivan. This is an analyst group that specializes in remote support as the #1 worldwide market leader in remote support. Easy to use, affordable, secure, and for your clients, easy. For no installation ahead of time. It couldn't be simpler. I want you to try it right now, free for 30 days. If you just have some occasional support stuff you need to do, just do the free trial right now, and you're good to go. GoToAssist.com/GizWiz. Go to assist.com/GizWiz. Please use that special URL, the /GizWiz, so that Dick gets credit. Because that's, I think, part of the problem is you weren't getting credit.
And I should be given credit.
Oh, people were writing things like go to assist.com/Baldy. Go to
Stash.
It wasn't
a lot of them.
No.
I know. People in Citrix
Don't
call them,
make
but
your-
you know a person named Stash?
No, don't make it up. We got one. It's GizWiz. Go to assist.com/GizWiz. Now, one of the things that we're going to start doing with the daily, weekly, daily thing is want to do more video reviews, because one of the things people have told us is, well, we can't see it, and they want to see it. Now, many of you listen in audio. Don't worry, we're still going to do an audio version, and if you just listen hard, you'll probably be able to see it as well. But for those of you watching at home, it's going to be a better way to get a gadget. You want to set this one up, Dick? The Lionel gadget?
Yeah. So it's,
Well, wait a minute. This is a warehouse,
yeah.
right?
It's a
Oh.
visit. Yeah.
Oh, well, I've got to do something.
And wait a minute, we haven't done your gadget.
Oh, crap. I was hoping.
Oh, we know that.
I was hoping you would.
No.
you would-
And before your gadget, you have
Yes.
to tell me something. I was watching, then I had to go away. Did you set a new surfing
We did.
people record?
Crowd surfing record, we did. I wasn't going to do it again. They asked me. The Universal Records Database, URDB, which is rapidly becoming.
I am DB.
You are DB? No, they're DB. You are
Bartolo,
DB.
I am too.
You're Dick Bartolo.
Yeah.
That's right. You are DB.
Thank you.
I forgot. IRDB, he RDB, and URDB, the Universal Record Database, is the definitive site for human achievement. For instance, the most one-handed claps in 10 seconds. I don't even know how you would.
Leo, the next event you go, most people bending over looking through their legs record.
Yep. Here's Robert Baker setting a mark for most Cheerios picked off a table with a tongue in 30 seconds.
Oy.
Let me see if they have our crowd surf because this they gave me a patch. So last year I did a crowd surf at the Dignation party. I did the longest crowd surf and live video streaming ever. And then, we're in here. There's two of them. Actually, this is the most blow-up dolls crowd surfing. That's at the Jimmy Fallon show. You know, I got to say something about that.
Yeah.
There's no challenge to crowd surfing a blow-up doll. They don't weigh nothing.
No.
Take a 220-pound radio announcer and try it, my friends.
And it was three of you being
six.
Leo, I was the chat room. It was very funny. Someone in the chat room, as this was going on, said, "Notice how fast they pass along the fat tush, and how slowly they pass along the pretty lady."
Lisa didn't move so fast. So it was me and Lisa Bettany, and then Kevin Rose and Alex Albrecht from Dignation decided to join in, and their producer David Prager decided to join in, and Brian Brushwood was there, and I said you should join in. So I believe we set. First of all, a longer record. My previous record was 1 minute 2.75 seconds. I think we went for 1 minute 50 seconds. And there were 6 of us.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why that is a significant issue.
Yeah.
The more people crowd surfing, the more likely you're going to be dumped on your head.
Oh, because too many people are busy.
They're busy looking at Lisa.
Right.
So it was, but here it is. This is the most people crowd surfing during a live stream. That's our official record. I think you can also throw in length. So I now have two records in the I Am Dick DeBartolo database. Here they are. Here's the camera. As I'm getting ready, I'm disrobing, running on stage. I'll jump ahead a little bit because it's a little while before they actually get me on their shoulders.
Wow.
Dick, they almost dropped me. They almost dropped me like 4 times.
Oh my word!
You know you're going to be dropped.
Brave.
Yeah, you're going downhill all of a sudden. There goes Brian Brushwood. There goes that's
There were
David
no
Prager.
injuries from Brian's hair.
Yeah,
slicing
spiky
anybody
hair.
else.
There's Kevin Rose. You can hear Lisa screaming. There she goes. There goes Lisa Bettany. I tell you, a very good sport. For an attractive young lady to do this is extraordinarily brave. You know what? She loved it. She says it was exhilarating.
Oh my word! It looks like someone's always dropped you.
Oh, we came so close to getting dropped a couple of times. Lisa's. I don't know if Lisa knew it. She almost got dropped right there.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was in Austin at the Big Dig Nation.
So you actually set another record. People most almost injured record.
It sounds like somebody's being hurt. So this is directly from our live stream. Now, if you want to beat this record, go to URDB, the universalrecorddatabase.org, and click the Beat This Record, and you can actually apply to win. So they're bringing us back here. As you say, Lisa, they kept for a couple hours extra, so she really...
Yes, exactly. I don't think she's back yet.
No, I think she's... Look at this. Somehow they roll me over. My pants are falling off. I don't know.
Oh, there goes your wallet.
There goes my wallet. Oh, there's Lisa. She's safe. I'm safe.
Oh,
and the guys in the yellow jackets are the certifiers from the Universal Records database. And they had a stopwatch. They immediately certified this as the most people crowd surfing during a live stream. What a lot of fun. I wasn't going to do that, but I thank you for...
Yeah, no, it's great. I didn't see the end of it, so I was happy to see it now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. That was a night to remember. And after that, I looked through my legs, and the moon was huge. So,
Wow.
okay, it is pretend, if you will, that the day has become Tuesday, and all of a sudden, it's turn the tables Tuesday time.
Leon looks under his desk to find some crap.
And you thought you would be rid of these damn jingles.
Says that's fork away. It's turn the tables Tuesday.
Turn the table time. We'll have to rename that. Turn the table time.
Yeah. Or turn the table turkey, because it's normally.
It's not a turkey this time. It's the iPad 2. I felt I had to do this because
okay.
I did the
now.
iPad 1 when it came out. And, of course, while we were in Austin last week, Apple had a special store just for selling iPad 2s. Eileen, my producer, was able to get in line and get one for me because I was on a plane. I couldn't get one.
Wow.
And here it is. So I've had it for about a week now. First, let me show you the magical revolutionary cover, because Apple makes a lot of money on these. This is actually it's $39 in plastic and $70 in leather. This is, but it does have 20 magnets in it, including this magnetic strip on the edge. Now watch what happens. You have to hold the iPad just right, but you just go like that. And it gloms onto the iPad strongly enough that it actually, let's see if I can do this so you can see it. It supports the iPad's weight. It's a pretty strong magnet.
Wow. And look, it erased all your programs.
Yes. There's even a magnet. You know, I asked them that. They said, no, it's not strong enough.
I would figure that they
There's
would
even a magnet in the cover itself. It's not a case, it's a cover, because notice the back is still exposed.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really, and I kind of, I'm already getting a little scratched in the back. I don't know, but it's small, it's lightweight, and it has a couple of features that are pretty cool. First of all, the new iPad 2 senses there's a magnet in the cover. Watch, when I peel the cover back, it turns on.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
That's clever.
Hey, Baba Louie, all right? All right. So that's nice, because what that means is that when it's on, it's off. The iPad is off when the cover is on. And as soon as you peel the cover off, the iPad comes on and ready to start. But watch this.
Nice.
And they showed this, and if you've seen the video, I apologize. But the cover, you see, it has little dips, three little dips.
Yeah.
It's designed to roll up into a triangle, and that triangle now becomes a stand for the iPad. In fact, it's two kinds of stand. One is you can do it in portrait mode, just like that. And actually, this is good if you're at a table. It'd be good for typing and stuff. But you can also flip the iPad around, and well, it's also in portrait mode, but it's more standing up. So that's more if you want to do it as, as a frame,
really
for
clever.
instance. I think it's well designed. Incase does something pretty similar, but the fact that the magnets are integrated into the iPad designed for this, everybody who buys an iPad bought one. I think, it's $40 in pure profit, basically, for Apple, isn't it?
Well, Leo, come on. There's got to be a buck in there somewhere for their manufacturing.
How much could it cost? Yeah, and this was $70. This one's the leather one. I would advise you just get the plastic one. I don't think the leather one is particularly better. But I think you're going to buy it. I think if you buy an iPad, you're going to want this cover. And currently, nobody who makes iPad cases has come out yet with, or very few anyway, new cases, because, of course, there's now a camera on the back of the iPad 2. So the old cases all are going to block that. They're going to include that camera on the back. Plus, they moved the buttons a little bit. I'll give you the negatives right up front. The iPad 2 is much thinner. You see how much it's beveled edge. It's very thin. But when you bevel the edge, it means that this is no longer a square edge for sticking in your headphones, which means you almost always get it wrong. And it's even worse on the 30-pin adapter. It took me about a week before I could just get the 30-pin adapter in without kind of struggling. At first, I thought this adapter is a different size, but it's not. It's just that because it's beveled, it goes in at a strange angle. It still goes in. See, it still goes in straight, but you don't, because this is at an angle. You see, the bottom is, so it feels like you should be putting it in more like that. But in fact, you still have to put it in straight. Once I figured that out, I didn't have a problem. Same thing.
I think it's that way on my Touch, because the
it's beveled too.
Yeah, and I kept thinking,
am I doing
they
this
must
wrong?
have shipped the wrong cord with this.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and that took me a while. So what else is different? Well, I already mentioned there's a back camera. There's also a front camera. So if you use FaceTime, they want you to use FaceTime with it. This will be a great FaceTime device. There's a camera right here in the front. And yeah, the image quality is good for FaceTime. The back camera is not. It's the same camera as in the iPod Touch, I think, which is 960 by 720. It's square pixels, which they then stretch when you shoot video. So it's 1280 by 720 video. Watch, in fact, when I press this, it'll reshape the. Actually, that was it. There's no difference at all, is there? Let's do it on the back camera. Let's do it on the back camera, and you can see I'm. Okay, let's switch over. Yeah, exactly the same. Anyway, just so you know, it's not native 720p, but the image quality is pretty good. Here I am taking a video. Who is that? There's like a head on my desk.
Yeah.
Where'd that come? That's a little spooky. That's one of those things.
Coming up right through the bottom of the desk?
Yeah. I can't really see it here. It's just only on the camera. So now I got a video. Okay. This is cool. One of the things that they shipped with, you have to buy it for $5, but it is only for the iPad 2, is their new iMovie, which works with videos that you shoot. So you now have the capability of shooting videos and making movies out of these, which is great. So I can import the videos that I've got. I can drag them down into the timeline. Let's add another video here. It makes it really easy to, there's the head, to edit these. You can add soundtracks or effects, music. This iMovie is pretty impressive. They've done a nice job. I can edit the audio in here. I can add, of course, pictures from my library, music from my library as well, and pump out a whole movie with all the editing and the dissolves and everything, right from within the iPad.
You know, you have so much stuff on there. When you plug that into your computer, did it download everything that was in your iTunes account?
It did. This is a 64 gig. I got the Verizon one, by the way, the Verizon 3G.
Oh,
just to see how that would work.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same. It's not so much different. But it is a little more expensive. The Verizon, first of all, if you have an AT&T account with your old iPad and it's an unlimited account, by all means, stick with your old account because you're grandfathered in. I decided I wanted to try Verizon. I'm keeping the old iPad. My wife's taking it. So let's play back, and we can see the little dissolve here. There's the image, and watch a nice little, boom, transition right into that. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And you could choose different transitions. There's even themes transitions, or So this is I think this is a pretty slick little thing.
And what was the total cost with the cover?
The cover depends, $39 to $79, or maybe it's $29 to $69. I guess it is. The iPads are the same price. The Wi-Fi is $499. You'll add $120 for 3G. It starts at 16 gigabytes. This is the top of the line, which is 64 gigabytes. Verizon 3G. It's $829 plus the Verizon 3G. They recommend 3 gig cap, 3 gigs a month, and that's $35. If you want 5 gigs a month, that's going to be $60 a month. The other thing that's a big difference, camera, thinness, and the third thing is they have a new processor in here, which is dual core, so it's potentially almost twice as fast, and a new graphics engine as well, which they claim, Apple claims, is 9 times faster. And we haven't seen any programs that really take advantage of it, although if you use the Photo Booth app, which comes with the iPad 2, and you see it can run 9 different videos at the same time with the special effects that you couldn't do on the old iPad. That's pretty impressive. There is another program they released with the iPad 2 that is available for the iPad 1 but really needs the iPad 2's speed. This is probably the one reason you might want to buy an iPad 2. It's the new GarageBand. Is just amazing. It allows you to create music with a variety of different natural sounding instruments. In fact, let me plug this in so you can hear the audio on it. And this is another thing. What's happening is people are writing programs now that will take advantage of the additional speed. So you don't see much benefit from the speed right now, except for the few Apple programs that have been released. Is my audio turned off? I think it is. I guess we haven't set the. It's on set on room mic. Hey, do you know how to change that from room mic to the other mic? I'll show you some of the instruments. This is pretty cool. If I go to instruments, keyboard, drums.
Nice.
This is a guitar
Wow.
amp. You know, if you pick the guitar amp, you can get a USB connector that allows you to plug a real instrument into the guitar amp, and then they have a variety of amp styles as well. So you really, there's a lot of flexibility in here.
Wow.
But it's the
that's
smart,
neat.
it's the smart instruments that really are pretty amazing. Here, I'll take audio recorder, up to 8 tracks of vocals or music. There's a sampler. This is kind of cool. I can sample my voice. Here, let's start a new sample. So now I've sampled that, and I can play that back. Let's see, is it loud enough here? You get the idea. Perhaps I
is
should have tried
that the new theme we're going to use?
Yeah. Smart drums. This is really cool. You have a variety of different drums and rock kit. Drag. Pretty cool stuff.
Boy,
Yeah.
yeah.
This makes you
great.
want to play with it. Here's the smart bass. Let's see if I can get this. Make some music here. What did I do? Did I turn it off? Oh, maybe the bass is... Huh, that's weird. Oh, I turned it down. I have autoplay turned on. Watch this. You can bend the notes.
Oh, that's so funny. Has Henry seen this yet?
No, I don't want to show him. He'll never go any schoolwork
Yeah,
again.
you'd lose it in a minute.
So if I want to do a Seinfeld theme, here's the smart keyboard, which is kind of cool. And again, a variety of keyboards. So they have grand piano, classic rock organ. I know I'm reviewing really a garage band more than I am the iPad 2. Isn't that cool? I mean, I'll turn on autoplay.
Yeah, nice.
I just think this is so cool. Unfortunately I can't play an instrument to save my life, but nice feature. If you are in fact looking at an iPad 2, if you have an existing iPad and you don't need the camera, I wouldn't worry about upgrading. But if you don't have an iPad yet, or you want to use iMovie and GarageBand, or you want to use the camera, there is some speed improvement. I think the screen looks a little bit better. I haven't been able to confirm that with anybody, but it just feels like it's a little bit crisper. They didn't increase the resolution at all.
Leo, is GarageBand free?
$4.99 for GarageBand and
Okay.
iMovie. iMovie will only work on the iPad 2 unless you hack it. GarageBand works on both the iPad 1 and 2, but does really prefer to have the extra processor in the iPad 2. So there it is. I think the iPad 2 is not a revolutionary increase in capabilities or performance, but it is certainly evolutionary. It's going to sell very well. In fact, it's already sold out. As we record this, I think you have to wait 4 or 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks at the Apple Store to get one.
Myra's here, and I think she got up at 7 a.m. to be first on the list, and her wait is only like a week, but now
She still doesn't have it.
It doesn't have it yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
I ordered at 7 in the morning on Friday.
yeah, she should have ordered it at midnight. What was she thinking?
What were you thinking?
I feel lucky to have one because we had to get it for iPad today. The truth is, I go back and forth between my original iPad and this new one. Not a big difference. Not a big difference. So I wouldn't feel too left behind, Myra, if you still have an iPad 1. Of course, the real enthusiasts are going to want to run out and get the latest, greatest thing from Apple. There you have it, the iPad 2. I think a nice job. It's a great device. It is not a huge improvement unless you're going to use those cameras or maybe some of those programs. Now, Dick, normally at this time, I think we would put another commercial in here.
Yeah. We should do something so that people get used to hearing ads. Do you have anything you can stick in
Wait
there?
a minute. Wait a minute. This just in. We do have an ad. I find this hard to believe. This is the second. We have 2 ads for one show. This one's from our friends at Alfco. You know them, right?
Oh, yeah. Alfco's great.
Yeah.
I have a lot of their stuff.
DeBartolo with another Mad Minute. Here's an important announcement from Alfco Fast Foods. It has come to our attention that certain other large fast food chains feel their ideas are stolen by Alfred E. Newman's own corporation, Alfco. To that, our lawyers say, nah, try and catch us. But in the meantime, here is something brand new from Alfco. Other fast food chains have introduced ordering by number to save time. Alfco wouldn't steal such an idea because we have something new of our own, ordering by letter. What could be quicker? Instead of saying burger, fries, onion rings, and a Diet Coke, all you say is
SBFOR and a DC.
What size DC? SM or L?
S, but NIP.
Is that TEH or TO?
TO.
F.
TY.
YW.
GB.
GB. What could be easier than that? And if you want to save even more time in practice, just send $49.95 to Alfco Fast Food Ordering Codebook or AFFOCB PO66LACA. Till next time, this is DDB on the MM. GB.
For those of you who don't know, those are Mad Minutes. You recorded. How many of those did you do?
Boy, I think we did something like 700 of them.
Holy cow!
It was just, yeah, I went to, Mad didn't do any advertising, so I went to Bill and I said, Bill, how about we do something called the Mad Minutes? They'll just be silly things, and we'll just give them away, but it'll say Mad Minute at the beginning and at the end. And they said, do it cheap and you can do it. So
do it cheap and you can do it.
Yeah,
that's my motto.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, big stations wouldn't do it because they knew that it was a free ad. But we had about 89 stations around
when was
the
this?
country.
The 70s?
Yeah, in the 70s.
Yeah. Well, we have quite a few of them. We've played some in the past on the older shows, and we have a new batch, so we'll play some of those in the new weekly daily GizWiz. Now, one other thing we're going to do a little bit differently. I want to get more video, as I started to say. And so from most of our shows, we'll at least have one or two video pieces. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy. Together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
It's time for Dick's Gadget Warehouse, but we're not going to the warehouse. This gadget belongs in the warehouse because it's 21 years old, but it's too nice. What is it? I'll give you a hint. Something to do with a train.
Oh,
it's the Lionel Chessie System Special Steam Locomotive, the 484, in a showcase, and it runs. What? It's in a showcase and it runs? I'll show you. It's suspended over the track. Special motors run the wheels, and let's go for a ride. I'm going to take the top off so you can really hear this.
Wow. That is so cool.
Pretty nifty. It has electronic whistle, the sound of steam, puffing smoke, transformer. Now the transformer is optional. Actually, Dennis is going to come around the back and show you the transformer. So you have your bell, you have your whistle, and you have your. And notice when it stops, smoke still coming out of the smokestack. Now, you still can find a locomotive and tender on eBay from time to time for about $500. But 21 years ago, when this thing was a set with the display case, it was about $2,000. So I'm going to hop on here and I'm riding out of here.
That's for New York apartment dwellers. It's the train that goes nowhere. Who needs a big career? Who needs a big track? I got a train that goes nowhere. It looks like it's going out the tunnel. It looks like it's going somewhere, but it never gets there. Hey, that's cool. So that's actually in Disneyland?
It is. It
That's
is
really
in
cool.
Disneyland. Yeah, as I said, it's 21 years old, but that cannot go to the warehouse.
When did you start collecting trains? Was that a kid thing?
Oh,
or?
you know what? When I was a kid, I had every conceivable train. The milk. Did you have trains when you were a kid?
I did. I had Lionel trains. I didn't have that. Now that's were those HO scale or what scale is those?
They were O gauge.
O gauge. I had the big ones, the
like
big cheap ones.
Oh, you had the Marks?
I don't
Marks
know.
made cheap ones.
They were big. They weren't that nicely made, but they were fun. I loved it. I had the track. I had the transformer. I'd sit there with my engineer hat, just like you, and I'd go around the train.
But you probably don't have yours anymore. I still wear mine.
I know. That's a little odd. You have one from the B&O.
And the funny thing is, like the iPad, every year Lionel would introduce the Christmas car.
Oh, yeah.
One year it was the milk delivery car where the train would pull up, the door would open, a man would push out milk containers, those big metal things, and then the train would move away. One year it was the cattle car where they had these magnetic cows that would go up a ramp and into the car.
I want to. No, do kids still do that? Because I think that I would like to start over and do that again. That's a fun.
You know what?
hobby.
I went to the Lionel pop-up store. It opens a month before Christmas and closes Christmas Day. And I was walking around there, and this man came in and said, I want to buy my kids some great toys for Christmas. I want to spend several $100s. And the guy said, well, that's what the pop-up store is for. And I thought, oh, I wish that guy was my father.
Why aren't you my daddy?
And then about 45 minutes later, I saw him out at the street, flagging down a cab with shopping bags full of Lionel boxes. So I assume people still do it, but, not the way it was when we were kids. But it's great fun.
Somebody's just sent me a link. Lionel.com they're still on. They're on the internet.
The Lionel's still around. It's a lot of owners. A songwriter, I think it was Neil Young, bought it for a while.
He owned Lionel?
He owned Lionel.
Wow.
A cereal company owned it for a while. I'm not sure who owns it now, but
there's a history page at Lionel.com.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I came across a fact this past week about vinyl records that you probably don't know. Larger Best Buys are putting in small vinyl records.
What?
Yes. Best Buy online and some of the major Best Buy stores will be selling vinyl records. Isn't that interesting?
I don't understand that at all.
Neither do I.
Who's buying those?
I have no idea.
Actually, my daughter was briefly into vinyl records.
Yeah, then she found out there was no way to play them.
I had to buy her a turntable. She left it all behind when she went to college, but
yeah. Oh, I would have figured you must have had a turntable.
Oh yeah.
No?
I didn't, but I got one, and of course now I have a now I have a turntable.
Oh yeah.
All right. Hey, we're still not done. My God, this is turning into basically 5 shows in one day.
Exactly.
So for those of you who miss your daily GizWiz, just pause.
Stop it. Stop it every 10 minutes. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here. Okay, now you're up to Friday. I'll be here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, what we'll do, I guess we'll do a few letters every time.
We'll do a few letters. This is a very heavy mail week because 2 weeks ago we announced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Surprisingly, most people are, they'll take us in any format. I mean, a lot of them were really praising our work. I'll just pick a couple here. Dear Dumb and Dumber. No, wait a minute. Let's do a different one. Dick and Leo, 2 freaking idiots. Leo, freaking idiots. Freaking. F-U-C.
I don't know how you spell freaking without an R.
No. Mike Wells really broke me up.
Okay.
Because Mike Wells sent me an email every single morning.
I'd be listening right now.
Day one. Oh, right, day one. I hate to hear the Daily GizWiz is going weekly. I know you have a lot of avid fans that will write. I just wanted to add my voice. No! The next morning, day 2 without the GizWiz.
Oh, man.
I'm feeling faint. I can't eat. I'll just take it one day at a time. Mike, day 3. Dick, I'm losing weight. Food doesn't taste good. colors don't seem as bright. I'll be okay. I'll be okay, Mike. Day 4. My hair's falling out. I've not been able to keep anything down for days. I'll read old Mad magazines. That'll give me some relief. I'll eat my food with a spork. It'll taste better, Mike Wells. Anyway, that was very funny. Then we have Tess Goldman. A lot of people said that they're going to listen to us in any format. You asked about release dates, and most everybody said Monday. I know you're probably going to release this earlier, but most people said Monday so we can listen to it all week long. I understand the logistics of switching to a weekly format. I want you to know that at least one person has listened to every show on a daily basis since episode 1 and have enjoyed most of them, even the Tuesday episodes.
Hey.
Yes, I will listen to the show, even it comes out once a year. That's Jason Gray. And I'll just read one more. Oh, boo. Hate to hear this. I'm bummed out about the Daily GizWiz going weekly. First podcast I loaded into my iPod Shuffle. The theme song gets me going every morning. More times I remember the comedy more than the gadgets, but that's a personal problem.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just pause and skip to the next podcast to get my Daily GizWiz fix. My life is pretty bad. Michael Damron, Damron. Anyway,
I think people will get used to this, and we do believe. And somebody sent me an email saying, "How could you possibly know that people were not hearing all 5 episodes?" We don't know, but we guess because ads on later in the week did not return the results that our other advertisements do, and that's why advertisers pulled out. They said, "Well, we don't know why, but we're spending money for these downloads, and we're not getting any response, and we think we know why because you were downloading them but weren't listening to them." So we're going to try one a week and see.
Yeah.
I love this show. We're going to do it. If we don't make any money on it, we don't make any money on it. But I would like to. This show deserves an audience. I want everybody to hear your golden words of wisdom.
Well, let's not get carried away.
Yeah, maybe that was going too far.
No, that was a little too much.
Yeah. How about yearly, daily, weekly GizWiz?
Oh, we're working on it.
Hey, Dick, it's been a great pleasure. I love doing this show. It took us exactly as long to do the show as it would if we were doing 5, so I don't know what we've gained here.
Yeah, but we didn't have to say, we didn't have to slate it that many times.
It's easier to edit. Actually, we do produce it faster. Our editors do a job, don't have to do 5 shows, they just do 1. You download 1 show. I hope you do listen to the whole show. I certainly hope you enjoy it, and I hope you feel like you're not getting too much less with a weekly Daily GizWiz than you would be with a daily GizWiz. And you know what the other good thing is? The new abbreviation for the show, WDGW. It's like
I like it.
Daily GizWiz Radio.
Radio. Yeah, radio.
Radio GizWiz.
Bugs Bunny, yeah.
Wow.
Bugs Bunny.
All right, Dick. Thanks for doing the show. We'll see you next Saturday. We should remind people we still record the show at the same time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific at live.twit.tv every Saturday. So I'll see you then.
I'll be here.
DAILY. It's the Daily GizWiz. It's the Daily GizWiz. It's the Daily GizWiz.
It makes its own gravy.
Yeah.